I was able to get remaining parts from my ECU change over to the Infinity. It was the main patch harness that I was waiting for. In addition, I got the boost controller solenoid. I got the mode switch, the trim switch. This is the AEM PDM, the vehicle dynamics module. Basically, the accelerometer, 3-axis, which is the accelerating, braking, and cornering. It will have the gyroscope, the yaw, the pitch, the roll, etc. So this is the GPS antenna, which will go on top of the roof. And that screws directly into the module. So basically, this is just one plug-in to the AEM net, and it comes with a spare also. So that's plug and play with the AEM Infinity. Obviously the dash, the AEM dash is plug and play with the AEM dash with the AEM net also. So that would plug directly into the AEM net. This is the AEM hub, which you can use as a bridge, basically to put all the AEM nets into one common location, so that you can always branch off from here, then run everything to this one common location. What else we have? We have the sensors, pressure sensors, temp sensors, or the tank barrier for the temp sensors, barrier at max start for the temp sensors, and the push connections, male to female. You have 2 4-pins and 1 6-pin. 6-pin will be used for the lambda, because this comes with an onboard lambda sensor. This is some copper tube that I will use for my exhaust back pressure, or the tank mic at SDR. So with that said, let's see if we could get to removing current ECU in the car and get it wired to a point to really get it started. Let's see what I work with now. Alright, so this is the onboard wideband. This series 1 carries a internal wideband controller. So this here basically runs directly to the wideband sensor in the exhaust. Alright, I'm here gonna look pretty confused. So if you're gonna leave ECU in this position, build a pedestal right here, so I say put it to stand up. The harness will go through underneath the relay panel. Most I may bolt this to the ECU panel too one time, but that necks are above the ECU or something.
When I get my pee, yeah, I'ma go away, yeah, catch me out the lake, yeah, I'll be on my way, yeah. When I get my pay, yeah, I'ma go away, yeah. Catch me at the lake, yeah. I'll be on my way, yeah. I'm not chasing money, I'm just trying to get away from all these expectations weighing me. I don't got time for me. I just need some quiet things, some music, yeah, and I'll be free. There's toxic people everywhere, they trying to drain my energy. I'm done. I just need my check and I'll be gone. If they need a message, I'ma send it in a song. Tryna get away from the hustle and the rush. People shouting at each other, ain't nobody getting hurt. Yeah, that's absurd. Miss me with it, I'ma curve it. I'ma get my money and go live where it's on it. Or I'ma build a house in the tree like the birdies. Wake up when the chirping and the need for curtains. When I get my pay, yeah, I'ma go away,
ECU mounted. It rests back in the relay panel. And I got the harness plugged up. I got the AEM net. All the AEM net can connections plugged in. The dashboard one, the CD7 dash, it couldn't reach where I currently have this. This was supposed to be higher up and the ECU lower down, but I decided to change it by last minute now. I'm gonna try to turn on the ignition on, make sure everything is coming on, make sure the dash is coming on, make sure the VDM is coming on, and everything's getting powered in first thing. Right, try again. Ignition, dash come on. Right, so you got some.
I'll be on my way, yeah. When I get my pay, yeah. I'ma go away, yeah. Catch me at the lake, yeah. I'll be on my way, yeah.
Let me see if it's starting now. So with the dash out the way, CAN bus system out the way, VDM, sorry, everything working, wideband CAN working on the network. So the last thing left to do will just be basically just wiring in the sensors then. So I got the oil temp sensor here so that I want to put in the sump, and a pressure sensor. I really and truly don't want to take off my mechanical pressure sensor from off the car. The back of the oil filter housing has two Allen key bolts, so what we're gonna do is just take out one from out of that and put in this adapter then. So I already got all the wiring and everything done, the auxiliary wiring for the fuel pressure sensor, oil pressure, oil temp. So I'm gonna take off the manifold when I'm done with the sump and put on sensor in the back of the manifold also.
Anyway, they play my shit, yeah, I'm turned up. Talking to my Zima, I'm in the mission to pass it to anybody in the whole world, whether in Arizona or London, you know we get a leak, yeah. Don't got no time to trip, yeah. Don't got no time for beef, yeah. Don't got no time for drama now, man. Only got time for pouring out rings, celebrating now we got to pain. Now I'm living like I should every day. Now I don't care what other people say. Got me playing like a child in the rain, yeah. And I wanna hit them all, and I ain't gonna let it ball. I just wanna have some fun, find a girl and get it on. Then I'm headed to the park, take a picture for the fam, cause I do it for the likes. Nah, I'm trying to make you bounce, I'm trying to get you lit, I'm trying to sweep the vibe, I'm trying to read the pic, I'm trying to make you lean, lay back in your whip, I'm trying to get it poppin', anyway they play my shit, yeah. I'm trying to make you bounce, yeah. I'm trying to get you lit, yeah. I'm trying to sweep the vibe, yeah. I'm trying to read the pic, yeah. I'm trying to make you lean, yeah. Lay back in your wig, yeah. I'm trying to get it poppin', yeah. Anyway, they play my shit, they feeling the music, I'm keeping it coming. To do it for Gucci, to do it for comments, I do it for me and I do it for love, for humanity. Period, constituents and vanity. Doesn't matter what you have at the time, you can live it regardless. We always got problems, know everybody. That's why they living, that's why they being a human being. Everyone struggling. Nobody got it perfect, but we can't turn it up, yeah. Pull up and show that they function. They feeling it, don't got no option. Spreading that shit like a virus, no it can't stop, it's airborne. That's why they play me in London. That's why they hear we can go down like damn. But that's a part of the plan, yeah. I'ma make you feel the jam, yeah. To the play me in Japan, yeah. Why they raise another hands, yeah. To the focus on the sound and forget about everything else, yeah. We're gonna take it to the max and we can never go relax, nah. I'm trying to make you bounce, I'm trying to get you lit, I'm trying to sweep the vibe, I'm trying to beat the pick, I'm trying to make you lean, Lay back in your week. I'm trying to get it poppin'. Anyway,
so some progress. Got back on the manifold. Got on the temperature sensor. Got on the oil pressure sensor here. So we tap into that and we rotate backwards again this way and put the sensor on that T. So the only thing left now is the exhaust back pressure sensor. I have to build a canister, so I started into running line from there, running line up under here, come around the front of the chassis, and from the time it comes underneath the intercooler piping, I will start to coil it from there then, and got the canister mostly somewhere close around this vicinity. So we got here now the auxiliary harness that is just trying to finish. Was measuring up the lengths, so all the sensors basically was rotated to the correct lengths and locations that they will be plugged in. So you can just clean it up now and piece it together, then and tape it up. Take out all the cable ties that hold in their position then. So we bypassed a lot in the past couple of days, so obviously didn't have the chance or time to record much of the work that I had done. So basically a lot of the patch harnesses I was altering and repinning, which is down inside of there. Put a lot of connections onto the relay panel that could make it to plug and play basically. So if you want to remove something, you won't have to keep cutting wires or anything. Also wired in the boost controller. Yes, and the wiring the mode switch to show how that they'll work a little later on. But other than that, it's just to finish plumb the boost controller, and I feel once that plumb, I may could do 1 or 2 pulls, see how it driving, how it going on boost, and how it responding, and things. That we could get 1 or 2 logs then to start to clean out the fuel map. Alright, so we got the boost controller plumb. I got it installed there, so it was originally installed before I take it off and put it on the next car. I take off the coil packs now. I can take the car off the hoist, and I want to connect the timing light to it to check the base timing. So once the base timing done, then there'll be one other thing to double check the fuel pressure, and then I will try to take it for a pull. Alright, so the state that I am at right now, I sync the timing, adjust the fuel pressure. The fuel pressure was pretty low. So basically I just, I actually went to do 1 or 2 pulls just now. I was getting 15 psi on the, basically in the logs. Just went over some couple corrections and turn it up to 25 now and see exactly what's going to happen, if it's going to be on target or not, if we're going to make some adjustments. so last night wasn't too bad. We got a good bit of data from the couple pulls that we last had. Everything went out pretty clean, went straight to rev limit. Still hit a boost cut, I think once in either second or third gear. Cannot remember off the top of my head, but so you get in a whole of the duty cycle targets then in the tables to where the boost we want to hit. So a little bit more tweaking and then I would trade in the boost weight gear. So in all, I'm pretty happy so far with the car and the ECU, especially the engine protection strategies that it implements. Keeps you on your toes, because a couple of times you accelerate the car and see the dash light up, you know something wrong. So also a couple of things I want to set up to the trim switch now. I mainly want to use that for the launch RPMs and boost target tables. So I could work on that. I mostly wouldn't have to test that really, but I will work on that strategy. I also want to welcome my new sponsor on board, etstechcafe.com. She's my sponsor, especially for this first event. We'll get some stickers and we'll put the logo on the car on the back. So all in all, it wasn't a bad night. So we'll get some more testing and maybe a couple more pulls in just to confirm that everything is right with the tune and the map. Then the only thing left to do maybe is just set the launch control, maybe test it once or twice, and just hope that would be the last thing to be done.